Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Luandile here, the leader of Manekwe School. Apparently, the last three questions on this chapter 1, they all have one solution, and that's simply because you see everything is pretty straightforward. The only way you can have multiple solutions is by playing around with how we display the outputs, of which thus far, you guys, up to this point, you should know too much about that, so you would do it at your own time, your way. So there's literally no need for me to keep playing around with how you're gonna display the outputs. What matters now is the algorithm of solving out whatever problem we're facing, starting from exercise 1.11 up to exercise 1.13. So right now we're working on exercise 1.11. So let's read the question first. In case you don't know which textbook we're using on this tutorial, you can check it out. This is the one. This is the cover that is used. This is the cover of the textbook that we're actually using. So now let's read the question. We're doing exercise 11, which seems to be the most interesting one out of all the ones we've done up to this point. So it's actually called the population projection. So the US Census Bureau projects population based on the following assumptions. Okay, 1 birth every 7 seconds, 1 death every 13 seconds, 1 new immigrant every 45 seconds. So we gotta write a program to display the population for each of the next 5 years. Assume the current population is 312,032,486, whatever number that is, and 1 year has 365 days. So they actually giving us a hint here. In Java, if two integers perform division, the resultant is an integer. The fractional part is truncated. For example, 5/4 is 1, not 1.25, and 10/4 is 2, not 2.5. To get an accurate result with the fractional part, one of the values involved in the division must be a number with a decimal point. For example, 5.0/4 is 1.25, and 10/4.0 is 2.5. Okay, so let's get onto our IDE and start working. In fact, I call this dancing. Okay, it's wait, before we create an exercise, you're gonna have to create a project first and call it exercise 1.11. we choose its location, finally we hit finish. Again, create a new exercise class, call it exercise _1_11 B. You're only gonna have one solution for this problem. Okay, so let's get started. Again, before doing anything, when it comes to problems like this, you gotta start by having a pen and the paper first, so that you write everything down, all the formulas, so that when it's time to program, everything is gonna be a piece of cake. Okay, so let's get started. Let's write down what we know first. I'm gonna write it using comments. Of course, you could use print statements, but then in my case I would use comments. We know there are 60 seconds in a minute. We also know there are 60 minutes in an hour. Again, we also know there are 3,600 seconds in an hour. Okay, what we wanna do now, we need to find the number of seconds in one day. So we're gonna do that using the following. So we know that 1 hour is equals to 360 seconds, 3,600 seconds. Okay, so 24 hours, we want to know how many seconds are there in 24 hours. So in place of those number of seconds, let's put a question mark. Okay, let's call the question mark x. So what we have is, if we cross multiply this equation and this and try to solve for x, which is question mark, from this we'll get 3,600 multiplied by 24, which is equals to 1 multiplied by x, which implies that x is equals to 24 multiplied by 3,600, which is 86,400. Again, feel free to verify these numbers. And in case you guys, I want you to know I'm a human being, so like sometimes I make errors. So if you feel like I messed up at some point, you gotta feel free to let me know in the comments. Or maybe you feel like I could have done this in a different or rather better way. Again, feel free to let me know. I'm gonna try my best to get back to you. Okay, where were we? Oh, we're done with now we know there are 86,400 seconds in an hour. Let's write it down. Okay, now we know there are 86,400 seconds in an hour. Okay, now we need to find the number of seconds in a year. Okay, now we need to find the number of seconds in a year. again we use one and the same formula. We say 1 day has 86,400 seconds, and so 365 days have, let's just go question mark seconds, and we let the question mark be, say y, not x this time. Let's just go y. So if we cross multiply, we're gonna get 365 multiplied by 86,400. There is actually equals to y multiplied by 1, which implies that y is 315 36 1 2 3. Therefore there are seconds in a year. Now we must get the number of people that died, the number of people died in a year. I mean each year. I'm supposed to go each year. Number of cops. I don't know if let's make things simpler, because I don't know how to spell cops. Let me just go the number of died people is equals to this number here divided by 13, because this happens, we gotta count how many 13 seconds are in this number here. Look at this, you folks. I decided not to use 13.0 I decided not to use 13.0 because we only need a whole number, so there's no way you could possibly get an answer of, say, for instance, 20.5 people died in 1 year each year. I mean, it wouldn't make sense. The only thing that would make sense is to have 20 people, 20 dead bodies, right? So we're not gonna use a double value. We're not gonna put a decimal point. We're just gonna say 13 people. Okay, so this actually gives us 24, 25, 8, 4, and then 6. Now we must find the number of people born each year. Now we must find the number of people born each year. Number of newborns. It has got to be this number divided by 7, because every 7 seconds no people are born. That's gonna give us 45, 05, 142 people. Okay, so lastly we find the number of immigrant for each year. Again, remember I told you guys you can decide not to put comments and display all these steps, but in my case I decided to simply grading people, but in my case I decided to put them on the comments instead of printing them out. So since every 45 minutes people get into the country, this is what we're gonna divide by. 45. Then our answer will then be 700, 800. Ooh. We almost there, you guys. We're about to finish now. So it's time to start displaying the number of people for the first year, and also for the second year, the third year, so on and so forth up to the 5th year. So what you're gonna do now is let's just go first year population is equals to current population plus number of newborn. In fact, I'm supposed to make this a multi-line comment. Let me just go plus it's gonna be plus current population plus the number of newborns plus the number of immigrating people minus the number of died people. Okay. Okay, that is pretty much it for the first day population. And in numbers, that is actually equals to, let's just go, equals to it's gonna be current population, which is 312.312.032.486 plus 450. Let's go, plus the number of newborn plus the number of newborn plus the number of immigrants minus the number of people that died. It seems like we're getting there. So our answer is 314812582. This is it for the first year. Okay, so let's go system.out.println and let's go first day population is okay. Now we gotta go to the second population. Second year population is equals to first year population plus number of newborns. This will be the same. Oops, I should have put made this a multi-line comment. Okay, this is how it works. It's actually gonna be first year population plus the number of newborns plus the number of immigrants, but minus the number of died people. So what you're gonna have is it's gonna be the same as this. However, right here we're gonna use this. Okay. Well, it's also the reason why I'm doing it this way is simply because what I did is I had a calculator and I wrote down these numbers and also their final output so that it's gonna be easier for me. The thing is, I didn't wanna go back and forth from a calculator application to this IDE. So what I did is I decided to simply do the calculations first and then come back here. But in case I make any mistake again, you guys feel free to let me know. Feel free to let me know. Okay. And the answer to this is actually it's better if I put everything. Or let me just leave it out. Second, the population is this. You see, basically this will remain as it is. You just keep replacing populations. So this is gonna be for a third year population. Third year population, it's gonna be second year population. By the way, this thing actually computes to computes to 317. It computes to 317 592 592 678 678. You're gonna keep copying and pasting. That's what you're gonna be doing. I'm afraid you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I am not too much of a person who can do things quickly, so I do have a problem when it comes to speed. So you're gonna have to bear with me. And if you feel like you need to come later to watch this tutorial, then feel free. You can watch it halfway, then you pause it, or do whatever that works for you. So this whole thing, it actually computes to I feel like I will make a mistake here somewhere, somehow. And if I did, please you guys let me know, because since I keep copying and pasting, I have a strong feeling that I might probably make a mistake. But then let's hope it's gonna work out, because right now we are actually on the fourth year. Okay, fourth year. It's gonna be third. It's third year population plus this plus that. So on the fourth year, we're gonna have 32, 037, 2774. That's our population for the fourth year. This year is the population for the third year. So we gotta write the very last population, and that is given as oops, I made a huge mistake here. This is supposed to be that here. Now fourth year, there we go. Okay, this is for the fifth year. This is equals to fourth year population. Okay, plus that minus that. Okay, this is our final answer. But this thing, it computes to 3231 5285 2870. This is actually the population, the fourth year population. So now we gotta display this. This is actually okay, let's see. What is actually the fifth year. I want to keep repeating this, you guys, in case I've made a mistake somewhere, somehow, because I've been copying and pasting. Feel free to let me know, because I'm a human, I make errors. But the most important thing out of this exercise is to know and understand this part, the one I commented. Once you do, you're gonna keep repeating one and the same formula, which is this one. You basically use the results of the previous year. For instance, you on the first year you'll use the current population, and the second year you'll use whatever value you got from, you'll use the value for the first year population on the second year, and on the third year you're gonna use the value for the second year to find the final population, so on and so forth. So let's see, what do we have? Let's try to print it out and see what output we get. This is what we get. I'm afraid we cannot tell whether or not we're right, because right here we are not given the expected outputs, but hopefully I did it well, and if I didn't, again, feel free to let me know so that we can discuss it, you guys, because we're all learners when it comes to programming. So thanks for your time. It has been a long video. Cheers.